Welcome back to another video. So this will be the case study Expo Desk that we are going to design within SolidWorks using a sketch. So I have over here the PDF and I already extracted a screenshot from that. So we see that the profile will be the following spline. We have the total length of the spline and we are going to use that in order to calibrate the 3D model. So let's jump within Solid, create a new part. Within the top plane, I will sketch a picture, and I already have the reference prepared over here. I will align this with the origin. So over here, I'm going for this origin, and with that red pixel. So something like this. Afterwards, I can click OK. And I will use a center line from the origin, and I will make this vertical. Now we see that this vertical line will not be aligned with the sketch reference. This is due to the fact that that is not perfectly mirrored. So we see the left side over here is a little bit higher than the right side. Therefore, we are only going to trace half of this with a spline and have it mirrored. So we can use a spline tool for that. And directly onto the image that is not calibrated, I will initially start tracing the spline. So I will add various points to define that curvature of the spline. And at the end, I will leave the endpoint onto the origin. I will press escape to have that defined. And now we see that using the smart tool, I can also use this for a spline. So we can use it for a line, for a circle, and so on. But keep in mind that for a spline, we're going to receive the length. And in this case, we see the value of the length. And this should be the total amount divided by 2. So this is divided by 2. And we're going to see the following length will be added over here. Now we can select this and we can use a mirror and we can have it mirror onto the other side. And as I said previously, this will not be perfectly aligned, and we see that. This will be even more visible if I will select this image and I will make this larger so that it will match the newly defined spline. This is optional because we already have the spline traced according to the shape. So over here I'm going for the left side to have that matched. So something like this. And we see over here onto the right side that it will not be aligned. But that shouldn't be any problem. So I can leave that sketch, and now with this defined, I can have this extruded. We see the total length over here, 850 millimeters. So I can press OK, and we're going to have that drawn over here. And we can also adjust over here the tangency. If you don't want that middle edge to be visible, we have the possibility to select this spline. So we see this arrow. I can select that arrow and I can make this horizontal, and we see how that changed. And now we're going to have that tangency added. That means the intersection point will not be visible. Over here within Solid we have that visible since this has been modeled like this. But when we're going to take this within Blender, for example, we're going to see that that middle edge will no longer be visible. And if I will check the geometry, we see that this will be the following geometry of that model saved as an STL file. So I can add a thickness. In this case, for this desk, I will go inwards, and we have that designed. I will select the top plane, and over here I will start with the outer profile over here, and I will do an offset. And the offset value will be in this case 50, but this will go outwards. And I will connect using a 3-point arc those two endpoints, and I will also impose tangency over here on both of those sides. If I will do an extrusion now for 45 millimeters, we're going to see that this will be the following profile. So if I want to transfer this towards Blender, I can save this. There are newer file formats such as extended reality and extended reality binary over here, but in this case I will go with STL. So I call this let's say desk 1. I will hit. We're gonna triangulation for this. Therefore, within Blender, if I will go to File, Import, STL on the desktop, this will be desk 1, the one created now. And we have that loaded. The only problem is that this has been scaled 1000 times. So with that selected, press S, type in 0.001, and we have the desk added. So all that we have to do is to have this rotated, in this case on the X axis, 90 degrees. And I will move it a little bit to the side. And we see that the shading of the STL will look like this. So I can right click, shade smooth, and this will look just like the one on the left. So we are not going to see that seam line in the middle. Afterwards, if you want to add separate materials for the top part and the bottom part, we can easily do that. I will press tab, select the middle face over here, and I will have this expanded. As we can see, since within Solid we had that merge between the initial surface over here on the bottom and the extrude on the top, those will also be selected over here. So we can do something different. I can go within selection vertex. I also enabled X-ray, so this will also select the vertices that are not visible to the camera. And with this selected, I can press P and I will do a separate selection. And now I can just select the top part of the desk and I can have that individually transferred and manipulated. So I can just adjust the color of that desk, and afterwards we can start with the banner on the bottom. But that will be within a following video. So this was mainly regarding SolidWorks and how we can trace an image. So we see it over here, and the most important thing is that we can use the length of the spline in order to calibrate images in this case. So I hope you enjoy this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add the subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.